Happy Thursday. Welcome back to Let's Laugh About It podcast. As you can see, we are missing our lovely Jackie Miller. We are missing her because she is spending some time in Chicago with some family, and then she's off to Mexico, as she said, to that fake fire festival looking thing. So hopefully she makes it back alive and has a lot of fun. But hopefully we'll get a little bit of a snippet from Jackie in here somewhere too. Before I jump into things, if you're coming back and listening, if you could please rate and subscribe and do all those things for the podcast wherever you're listening to this. It helps the podcast grow a lot. So really, really appreciate all the love. It's been crazy shifting our focus from getting ratings and reviews and all those things on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and shifting to more of a focus on YouTube. It seems that people really like listening and watching the vlog or the podcast in video form on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. Right now, I'm also live on Twitch, and I said happy Thursday because this podcast is going live on Thursday, but it is actually Saturday right now live. But the Twitch title of this episode is Big Announcement because I have a really big announcement. Aw, Nellie, she said your hair looks so good. Can't tell if you're foundation or bronzer, but it's perfect. Thank you so much. I did get my hair done last week, and it is a foundation that I got on Instagram. I got so many ads for this foundation of these girls. Speaking of ads, they would put this foundation on and it would match their skin so well, and their faces would be like, they'd put like one little thing on and they'd be like, and then put it on and be like, this foundation is perfect. And I watched that ad for like 8 months before I actually ordered it, and now I'm addicted to it, and it's on subscription. It's called Makiage, ILMAKIAGE. I asked Jackie about it before I ordered it because Jackie knows all about everything about makeup, and I was like, I need to run this by Jackie before I get it. But Jackie didn't even know what it was, so I just got by some ads. And I've been loving it so far. So thank you, Nellie. Also, thank you so much for all the kind words. Nellie messaged me after last week's podcast and just like related to some of the things that we talked about last week. And it really means a lot to like get feedback and everything. And some of the struggles that we talk about, it's like nice to know that you're not alone. So thank you, Nellie. Big announcement. Let's just roll right into that. So if you guys have listened to the last couple episodes, you know that I quit my job recently. You'll miss all the Chomps promos. You'll probably still see me talk about Chomps and everything. Still such a great brand, and I'm still going to be eating some Chomps and picking them up. I'm excited to see where Chomps goes. So I quit my job. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know this if you've watched or listened to the last couple podcasts. I've been focusing. What date did I don't even think it's been the complete month. But I quit and I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. If I just wanted to focus on the agency. The agency has done so well. So we launched the agency in February and it's done so well. But I've been able to grow it to a point where not that it can like work completely without me. Actually, I think if I got hit by a bus today, the agency would be fine because there's like Sierra just like runs the shit. They come to me for mentorship and everything, but like that's how I built the agency, is to be able to run by itself so that I could focus on my full-time job, but then still plug in the agency when I can or if I absolutely need to. So I've been kind of like seeing what's going on and putting some more focus on the agency. And I decided if I wanted to, I could do that. If something else comes up, I could do that too. So I actually accepted a position as VP of Retention at Audio and Hearing, which is super exciting. There's a lot of things about this position that I'm excited for, but it's I'm mostly excited because it's an opportunity where I can exercise all of everything that I've learned in my career and really make an impact on a brand for their retention. So if you guys don't know what retention is, uh, it is anything that either keeps the customers coming back or makes sure that they don't return a product, or anything where you retain a customer. So a lot of times it things like email, SMS, loyalty, subscription fall under retention, but it also I also am going to oversee customer experience. So it is really anything that touches the customer to make sure that they stay a lifetime customer. That's the goal of someone who is in retention. So really excited because I will be able to exercise all my skills. I'm completely like, no words. I'm just excited. So I actually start, if you guys are listening to this on Thursday, I would have started on this previous Monday. January 8th is my first full-time day. So I've accepted the position as VP of VP of retention at Audion Hearing, and I've used this last like couple weeks to kind of just like make sure everything is in a good spot for the agency, and the agency is still running and doing its thing, and Sierra's taking control and taking charge of everything. But I actually this past week, from Monday till now, well, technically till Monday, I took a whole week off of working like almost anything. So no agency stuff, no full-time job, nothing. I just took time off and really just relaxed. And honestly, I didn't even like do that much as far as like being a productive human and, just like regular productive human things. I really, really, really just took a break and relaxed. The first day that I didn't work, like Monday, I was going crazy. I felt really weird because I put a lot of my self-worth like into doing a good job at work and everything. And I think this is exactly what I needed, is to just like take a break from everything and just reset, focus on my health. I can't show you, or I was going to show you guys like how much movement I did this last week. But it really was such a great way to start the year because I took that time. Me and my boyfriend, we did at least 10,000 steps every single day. We went on so many walks. We went to the gym and like followed a really consistent, good lifting schedule to just like reset and get myself like back into a really good, like healthy spot. I can't remember exactly which resolutions I shared with you guys, but one of them really is to just be not only great at my career, but like put myself first as far as my health and everything. And I don't subscribe to hustle culture where you're working nonstop and not putting yourself first. But this is actually really confusing for me because I love to work, and I could come off as like wanting to like, and even just like gravitating towards that hustle culture because I really, really do love to work, and I end up putting myself in the back seat. So this year I really, really want to not only do a good job at my job and also put myself first. So if you haven't done it recently, it's okay to take a break from work. Put yourself first. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do. I really do see a difference when I'm putting myself first as far as like being healthy. It's really helps my mind just like be a better worker. And I'm excited for 2024 to like maintain both personal and work goals. So that's what I did this last week. It was really great. And guess what? I'm back on Pokemon Go. I think Pokemon Go came out in like 2016, and me and my boyfriend were just like, we walk a lot, just normally. And we were looking at the Steps app. So when you go to your health app on your phone and it shows you kind of some like apps to help you track your steps, Pokemon Go is rated like number 2 or something. Actually, it might be number 1. I don't know. But we were like talking about how it used to be the shit, and like we played it so much, and we downloaded it, and literally yesterday we played Pokemon Go from 8 a.m. to noon, and then like took a break and started playing it again. And we walked 7 miles yesterday. 7 miles catching Pokemon and playing Pokemon Go. Insane. It was so fun, and I highly recommend if anyone played it before and phased out of it. It's a great app. They have so many new features and everything, so shout out to Pokemon Go. I think I've talked about Pokemon for the last like 4 episodes. I just can't stop. And Jackie's not here to make fun of me. So that's where I've been this last week, vacationing. Highly recommend taking taking a break for yourself. I'm super excited to hop into work on Monday. One of my favorite things to do when like working for a new company is to just observe and see how everything is operating at its level without like making any like big suggestions. I actually was taught this at when I was working at GNC. My manager was like, so I managed 5 different GNCs, and my manager at my first, actually technically it was my 3rd GNC because I worked at some franchises, but her advice to me when working at other GNCs was to do exactly that. Take the first 2 weeks and just like understand all the struggles that store is having, get to know their staff, understand their processes, because everyone does things differently, and your way isn't always the correct way or a better way. And you can learn so much from going through those processes of maybe you go in and you do learn things. So that's like my favorite thing to do when starting at a new job is just like take it all in. There's so much to learn before going in and being like, you guys need to do this, this, and this way. Because also no one likes a know-it-all or like someone who comes in and acts like that anyways. So lots to learn. And I'll be sharing a little bit here and there. And so I don't want to like give too much away right now, but all you guys have to know is I'm really excited. And yes, Nelly, I saw a question in the chat that I skipped over on accident, but yeah, you guys got a little sneak peek because I used Audion as one of the ads of the week when I was exploring the brand. And so yeah, it's over-the-counter hearing aids, and it is such a cool company because not only do I kind of, in my past, as you guys know, like to work with anything that's like helping people, and a lot of times it's been health and wellness, but this is helping people in a whole different way. It's cool to see the customers just like be able to hear again or hear different sounds, or like they're so happy because they're able to just hear better, and hearing is something I think we take for granted. So it's been really cool to just see that and like help people in a different way. So I'll share more as we go, but lots to dive into. My For You page has like people using hearing aids from like all ages, and I would love to pick your brain about just like even as a kid. Moving on, I wanted to touch on just some sassy drama. These last, like, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago, I just feel like Twitter X was full of just drama about SaaS companies raising their prices. And I think it's an interesting conversation, and I'm not on like either. I'm not taking a really strong stance, but I just thought it was worth talking about, because SaaS companies are interesting in the way that they change and evolve for their payment structures or billing structures. I have seen companies where I've used their products for a very long time, or not their products, but their tech for a very long time, and have watched the structures of how they're billing change. And people, rightfully so, get very angry with these things. And a lot of the SaaS companies, there's a couple different ways that they can charge based on like business size, or maybe just one payment structure for everyone, or so many different ways where they can get creative. They can charge for like each feature, or everything's out of the box and you just pay one price and you get all the features. But this is such a relevant topic, and I know like the agency girls are like dying from this topic, because we have encountered different SaaS companies that will, when they pitch you their product, they say like, this is such a great product, obviously, like we're the best, blah, blah, blah. It's only this amount, whatever, sign up for us. And then when you get into the product, you actually find out that you have to pay for each feature. And then like, but before you know it, you're like paying double from compared to like a competitor of that brand or anything or something. And it's been really frustrating to see things like that, especially to see like founders or high-level operators, or someone who might be making decisions for a part of the business that they don't have an expertise in, but they're researching these different SaaS companies. And it's kind of frustrating. There's so many different things that SaaS companies can do, and different ways they can charge and whatever. And on X or Twitter recently, there's been like SaaS companies called out for this and frustrations. And it's always talking about the price and how like the price structure, blah, blah, blah. And I understand it from a brand side of like all these SaaS companies changing their payment structure or their structures. But if you look at some of these companies and look at it from the SaaS company's perspective, it's interesting because you'll have products, and we could use just even like, we can use like designer bags or designer anything as an example, or even like expensive sneakers. It's like you could buy sneakers for $10 at Walmart, or you could buy sneakers from GOAT that are exclusive, limited edition for $5,000. And it's just like, it's very interesting to see who's calling out these SaaS brands, because there's different companies who might charge so much for something that they pay 20 cents for, but then they're complaining that the SaaS companies are like ripping them off. So it's just I'm just observing, and seeing like who's complaining about what. It's just a very interesting topic because it can go either way. And there's some SaaS companies who are getting a lot of hate for this. And the one thing I do have to say is I think that if you're a loyal user of these SaaS companies and they're small enough, or their leaders are in a position where they can make decisions for the brands, or just take that feedback, it's actually like all about retention. Take that feedback of like, I've been using your product for this long. I've been a loyal user of your product, but the prices are skyrocketing, and it doesn't make sense for our brand. And we're considering moving to a different company or SaaS tech because of the pricing structure. Like, the company should be able to take all that feedback and bring it back to whoever they report to, and hopefully just like use that feedback to just like affect their payment structures. So I would encourage, like, you don't have to, or even like it never hurts to ask to try to get the SaaS companies or the tech companies to work with you. You don't have to just accept that like this is the price of X and you're going to get Y. Because companies, they want your business either way. They should be a good partnership where you're asking because without you, they don't have a business. So I just encourage everyone to speak up and just give your feedback directly to these companies. I don't know how it's hard seeing all these companies just get like ringed out on social media. I do think that it does, like, the companies are watching and listening, and maybe some of them that have been stuck in their ways are seeing this, and it does make a change. But I just would encourage everybody to take what they want the brands to know and tell, or the SaaS companies what they want. Take what you want them to know and tell them directly. Sorry, I keep saying SaaS. SaaS is software as a service. So it's a lot of these like tech companies. And when you have a Shopify store or any online e-com store, you don't just have a website. You have a bunch of plugins that I guess you can just have a website, but a lot of times you're using tools in tech companies that plug into your store that help you do lots of different things. For example, you have like an email service provider and you send emails from that. You don't send emails. A lot of times you don't send emails directly from your store if you're a big company. So SaaS is software as a service. So that's the Twitter drama, and that's my opinion on it. I'm not taking a stance either way, but that's the drama. Today's laughable moment, my boyfriend sent this to me. I'm going to play this TikTok. Jackie will insert it.
This was one of the most baller marketing campaigns.
Okay. Also, you guys are going to be like, Zoe, you don't know anything about pop culture, but this is soccer meets marketing. And I actually did know who this soccer player was. So please be impressed with me.
Campaigns in history. Budweiser partnered up with Leo Messi to celebrate his record-breaking 644 goals as a member of Barcelona. Now, what they did with that is they sent 644 custom bottles to every goalkeeper he scored against. And we have photos to prove everybody received it. Here's Diego, who received 21 bottles, and each bottle had the number goal that he scored on them. Iker here received 17 bottles. Andres received 12. Marco received 11 bottles. You gotta imagine these are pretty good collector's items, albeit these guys are, I'm sure they have pretty good collections already. But anything attached to the goat. Here's 2 bottles. Cheers. Tomas here with a handful of bottles. Not everybody was entirely thrilled, although I think everybody found it funny. Here's Sergio with a handful of bottles as well. And if you zoom in on the bottle, on the case of it, it says, "In this game, no goal is easy." And I think because it's Messi, everybody respects it. And it's a great story and a hell of a marketing campaign. I love it.
Okay. I thought this was such a cool idea. And you can see there's marketing ideas from huge brands that suck, and there's ones that are great. And I think this, when teaming up with a celebrity, athlete, whatever, there's ways to do it right and there's ways to do it wrong. And I think that this was the right way to do something, because you could just have them in a commercial, whatever, and it's your traditional marketing with athlete, celebrity, whatever. But this was such a cool way, and a way to have collector items where people are, it's not just your traditional beer. It's taking your beer and like making it a collector's item that you might not even drink. Which is a whole nother topic too, of collector items, of hyping up your products in a way that people are not even using them for their purpose, but just as a collector's item. It is, so to summarize, Messi, and I'm not going to speak to soccer because I don't know anything about soccer, but I do know that he is very talented, and everyone's talking about Messi. We even had a Chomps like Messi meme, which I was like surprised. I'm like, oh damn, Chomps is paying attention to soccer. So Budweiser teamed up with Messi, and not only just like worked with him, but sent other soccer players these bottles with the number of goals to all of those different soccer players. So not only did he work with directly that Messi, but they also worked with all of those other athletes too. Not only just like targeting, they get to see Messi's audience, but all of those goalkeepers. So it's super cool to see brands do something like this. Storm Daddy, wasn't there a cool EOS one? EOS. We were talking about different, just like, it was the boyfriend stealing the lotion. Oh, so okay. So EOS, I always look up to them because they have the craziest marketing campaigns. They lean in, they see what's going on social media, and they just lean into it so well. There was years ago, and like Gary Vee talked about this, which was interesting to see like Gary Vee chat about this. But EOS, it's a lotion, and they have, I don't know, all kinds of different skincare products, but the marketing campaigns seem to be with the lotion. And so years ago, there was this girl who made this TikTok about like, she kept calling the EOS lotion like coochie cream, because she used it to shave. And EOS leaned into it, partnered with her, made her own bottle of lotion literally called it coochie cream. And it sold out of all these retailers. You couldn't like, girls were going to different like Walgreens, CVS, all these places to get this coochie cream. And it was insane. Like, they just leaned into this audience, and it means a lot to these influencers and creators. And it's just such a good way to lean in. Recently, they looked into the trends on social media and saw that people were saying that their boyfriends are coming over and stealing their EOS lotion. And they came out, and we'll put a picture on here, but they came out with this lotion, a lotion lock. So it's a lotion bottle, and on the top there's a lock. So you have to put a little lock or a combination to unlock the top so you can use the lotion, which is genius. It's just like the things that EOS thinks of. It's just like, if you were to pitch these, you might think like, this is never going to happen. We're never going to invest all this time and money into this, but it's so cool to see those ideas come to life. So we'll put a picture of that. It's just cool to see something different that's not just like your typical 20% off, back to the new year sales, where people are like, brands are marketing just kind of your normal sales, and they're going out of the box and thinking of like fun things, and they're doing well. It is a scary thing though to pitch an idea, and there's always like that imposter syndrome of like, oh my God, what if people think this is dumb and nobody buys it? It doesn't get any views on social media. So I understand why brands, like, it's hard to do those things, but Budweiser and EOS, these were great ideas. That's all I have for today's episode. I know it's a little bit shorter, and we're missing Jackie and everything. Thank you for listening today. Jackie will be back on, what day is today? Jackie comes back on the 11th. So our next episode together will be hopefully the 15th. Housekeeping, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those things. It really helps the podcast grow, and we'll catch you in the next one.